We got some money flowing in crypto, and we've got a change in the tides, which bodes well for the altcoins. Speaking of alts and money flowing, let's talk Xlm Hbar and XRP price, along with
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
we got a mix of red and green up on the screen, and we've got money flowing. And I've got it all linked in the description down below. Now, before we talk about the Benjamins, yeah, baby, we're talking paper. Your comments come first because you, the viewer, matter most. Cryptoism says, thanks for not making us watch the Sailor video. Don't make me. Oh, don't make me show you the latest AI Sailor video. Speaking of, Mr. Congested Commandment says, the AI-generated Michael Saylor is missing his rodent teeth. Well done right there. Heat map? I know. It appears that most of the cryptos we cover have hit the bottom. XRP last 24 hours, down only 0.47. BNB pretty much sideways. BTC lightly in the green. ETH lightly in the green. Doge, TRX both lightly in the green as well. So what's going on? Crypto venture capital funding. Rain raises 58 million. Orange X secures 28 million. What's good? Well, what's good is this. This past week saw nearly 235 million in crypto venture capital funding, with several notable rounds led by Rain, Series B funding, which got him 58 million. Why am I sharing this with you? Because if money is flowing in without lower rates, how much more money will flow in when we get the lower rates? And how much more money will flow in when we get regs? Venture capital are some risky players out there. And the risky players are, yeah, just that. They're the risky ones. And there's money on the sidelines from players that are what everyone not so risky. So we have to think about the next wave of money that's coming in. And that wave is going to be the money that what is based on regs. Now, check this out. You can track all of the venture capital and how much was done. Hey, check it out. There's the 58 million in Rain. Suzaku got 1.5 million. Orange X, they're 20 million. Almanac got 2.5 million. You can track all this. It's all linked in the description down below. Either way, it's there for you. I track this. Why? Because if you go through a rolling average over 4 weeks, you would see there's about $1 billion flowing into crypto. Not bad, but there should be a lot more. And that lot more should happen when those rates come down. Jerome can only kick the can so long. So it's not just like retail support of crypto. It's not just like institutional support of crypto, but it's also venture capital. And this is a lot in terms of building. ETH ETFs log 4 billion in August net inflows, outperforming Bitcoin. Did you have that on your crypto bingo card? ETH outperforming BTC? Somewhere out there, the Sailor Man is freaking out right now as blue is beating orange. So think about that. ETH beating BTC. So yeah, the alts can have their time. We just have to wait for a few things to happen. And I'm telling you out there, the institutions are freaking out because they're going, whoa. Should we have bought billions of ETH instead of billions in BTC? US spot ETH ETFs are poised to post around 4 billion in net inflows in August, marking their second largest monthly tally since launching in July and underscoring a sustained period of outperformance against BTC ETFs. The relative strength of ETH ETFs have been evident since mid-July, coinciding with the surge in ETH's price that's lifted the cryptocurrency from year-to-date loss against BTC to a 13.8% gain. Interesting about that is if you zoom out to the 1 year, you can see it's been dominated by orange inflows, and now it's orange outflows but blue inflows of the last several weeks. So the market is pivoting. The market is warming up to ETH, and my belief is that the market is going to warm up to the alts next. Now, that being said, let's talk about some degen world stuff. I got Polymarket up on the screen. I got the little XRP. XRP odds of an ETF approval in 2025 sitting at 87%. XRP up or down? Well, look, I've got it in here. XRP U.S. National Reserve, that chance is really shrinking, everyone. Only 5% chance right now. I go to Polymarket every once in a while just to kind of see what players are thinking out there. Will MicroStrategy be forced to liquidate their BTC in 2025? Only a 7% chance. I like seeing what people think out there and what the trends are. More people warming up to it or more people getting cold to it. Speaking of warm and cold, crypto market volume is still warm AF. This is a Saturday, mind you. So yes, it's down 32% over the last 24 hours to 131 billion, but it's still hot AF. Now Hbar, I've got the 1-year chart up on the screen. What do you notice? Oh, the big gains. Yeah, we're starting to peel them back. That big July 6th move right there. But we've still got a good chunk of those gains. What's interesting with Hbar is what, everyone? You're noticing it's clawing its way back to what? Yeah, March price levels before that. The price that we're seeing right now is the high of what? What we saw in May, and then you go back to the March price action. For Hbar, a lot of us have been sitting there going, well, wait a minute, are we holding a 25-cent floor? I don't know. It's looking more like a 22-cent floor, maybe. 25? I don't know. It's a little soft to be thinking that. I mean, look at it. We've reached 25 way too often. In fact, we don't spend too much time over 25 cents. I mean, here, check it out. Here's your 25-cent line right here. We haven't spent much time above 25 cents. We've spent most of our time below 25. And again, you look at the chart for the year, the majority of time, again, has been spent below that 25-cent mark. Yeah, I know a couple times we've gone above 30, but we haven't stayed there long. So Hbar fans, are you thinking more and more confidence right now staying above 22? 20? I mean, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we're watching this current move, right? This run-up that we had here from this 13, 14 cent mark that got us back up to the high 20-cent mark. Watching that move kind of erode. Now, I'm not saying that your confidence in it is eroding, but what we're noticing is this latest pump is starting to erode. In the last 7 days, down 11%. That's not good. No matter how you cut it, you can't spin that to me good. Oh, bro, this is bullish. In the month, down 12%. I see a lot of oscillations here. A lot of near-term pressure. But again, I'm telling you, I'm bullish for September. I'm bullish for alts. Why? Because the alts haven't had any clarity. ETH and BTC have been given the golden pass, and we've seen how much inflow action they've both have had. And the market has recently pivoted from ETH. So now XLM, look at this, right? Lost about 50% of its pumperoni around the 6th of July. Yeah, it went up there, and it has. It's lost about half of that gain. XLM players, are you thinking you're going to erode back down into that 20-cent, mid-20-cent mark action? Yeah, I know you're sitting at 35 right now, but look at the 1 month again. You're sitting there thinking the same thing, going, man, 1 month, we're eroding a lot of the action again. Yeah, it was a juicy pump that you saw in that early part of July. That was a really, really good candlestick right there. A low of 24 cents to a high of 48. But like I said, those gains are starting to go away. You're starting to see the peaks eroding. Am I being negative? No, I'm not being negative. I'm just sharing with you exactly what's happened. The peaks of 46 cents, 45, 6, 46, that's not there anymore. You're not seeing that action. You're seeing the market soft. Now, again, the optimism, I believe, just like with Hbar, the alt, I think we got it in September. But it's not going to be the beginning of September. I think we're going to get that action at the end of September. Jerome Powell's meeting with the Fed is the 17th, I believe, of September. Let's take a look at that real quick while we're doing this. FOMC meetings, yeah, I've got it up here up on the screen. Let's find out, when is that? That is September 17th. Good memory, Klaus. So again, do we have a couple more weeks of roughness until we start getting the juice? XRP holders, your 1 year chart looks fairly different, doesn't it? Yeah, a good amount of that pump action that we got the week after. See, notice that happened the week after. Check it out. That wasn't the 6th. That was the 13th, the week after for XRP. A lot of that juice has gone away. We got to a high of 365 on that candlestick, and right now we're 281. So same thing. We've seen what? The players take profits. But why did they take profits? Well, because it's what they do, and we've seen them do that. They're taking the profits, going into what? Going into the expectations of ETFs. Oh, yeah. 87% chance of ETF approval in 2025. So taking profits going into ETFs, expectations of rate cuts, and regs. So the market pumps and dumps, manipulation, we know the deal. The bigs out there control it. Pressure, yeah. Mid-September rate cut, possible. Regs by the end of the month, possible. October, maybe for the regaronis, that's what we're hearing. FOMC meeting after that, October, yeah. None in November. So if we don't get the cuts in September, maybe we get it in October. If we don't get the regs in September, maybe we get it in October. Does that mean this bleeding continues? It might. But again, you can't keep kicking the can down the road and have the can just completely vanish. No, you have to deal with it sooner or later, and that's what the market's doing. Downward pressure, they're going to buy in cheap because they know the rebound is going to come. So just like you saw the rotation from BTC to ETH, my thinking is you're going to see the rotation from ETH to the alts. Maybe not like full 180 flipping it all over on its head. No, but definitely seeing some of the funds from ETH rotate into those alts. Now what's interesting is the story between XLM, Hbar, and Xrp are different between the three. And the market's maturing. We're not all moving in this same big blob up and down with BTC. We're all moving on our own. Look at what Crow did over the last several days. Moving on its own news. XRP, like I showed you just here recently, moved a week after the other two that I just shared with you, Hbar and XLM. So we're all moving differently. ETH has broken free, obviously, from BTC. Not just price-wise, but with the ETFs. So everything is moving differently, and the alts haven't even had their day yet. Now, when Jerome Powell cuts, that helps everyone. That is a global thing. When regs happen, regs benefit the alts, baby. Why? BTC's been given the golden pass. That's why everyone's rotating out of orange into blue, because guess what? What does BTC need clarity for? It's already got it. So choo-choo what? Not choo-choo BTC. No, girlfriend. Choo-choo altcoins.